We're getting excited because the 2026 Winter Games are right around the corner, and one local author has a new novel based on futuristic Olympics. Joining us now is former Olympic journalist Joe Battaglia. Joe, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Such a cool idea here. You've got this new book out called Beneath the Rings. Yep. Set up the plot a little bit for us.
So the setting is the 2040 Olympics in Doha, Qatar, and 12 athletes are kidnapped by a terrorist organization. And the protagonist is an Olympic journalist named Nova Mendelsohn, and she gets kind of pulled into the plot and starts to unravel some of the mystery and kind of goes through hell and back to save the Olympic movement.
Wow, okay. And can I talk to you about your inspiration for some of this? Because 2040, not that far away.
Not that far away. Doha is bidding, so I mean, it could end up there. We don't know.
You might be pulling on some pieces of current reality in order to make this book.
Yeah, for sure. I will say you have to suspend disbelief. Security is so high at the Olympics that, could something like this happen today? I think not. So I always ask my readers, you suspend disbelief for the plot. But I hearkened it a little bit back to the Munich massacre in 1972 when the Israeli athletes were kidnapped. So that was a rooting foundation. And then I wanted a strong female protagonist, and I wanted her to be an independent journalist, so she's not tied to any one organization, had a little bit more freedom there to kind of go out on her own and kind of explore what's happening behind the plot and kind of start to put the pieces together.
Strong heroine. Good for you.
Yep.
Thank you.
That's what we're looking for.
We appreciate that.
Yep.
And I love that this draws on your actual lived experience because you have worked with NBC in the past and you've been web producing for the Olympic Games. 4 of them, I believe. 4 of them. Yep. Yeah. Tell me about that.
Yeah. So I started with NBC Olympics in 2008. I was a track and field producer for the Beijing Olympics. And then in 2010, I switched over to alpine skiing for my winter sport and carried those through London and Sochi. It was so cool.
Yeah. Can you give me, a couple of memories of, I know that's a lot of pieces to put together, but anything that stands out to you that
I've seen all of Usain Bolt's world records in person.
Wow.
So not just the ones that he ran in Beijing, but then the following summer when he lowered them at the World Championships in Berlin, I was there for that. I've seen Lindsey Vonn now. I mean, she's 41 and still going at it. Who would have thought back then? But saw her win her gold medal in Vancouver. That was cool. I mean, there's just so many moments, over the course of those, 4 Olympic cycles.
Absolutely.
It was a time of my life, professionally, for sure.
When you say, when we talk about opening ceremonies, I was talking about, it was so cool to see the Spice Girls in London, but you said China actually stood out to you the most of the opening ceremonies.
Yeah, China came out with a bang, they meant business. And to this day, I think it's the best Olympic opening ceremony that I've seen. I mean, the 8,000 drummers, everything. Clocking to 8s because 8 is, culturally good luck in China. The show that they put on, just telling the history, I think kind of set the bar for future opening ceremonies. And I tried to capture some of that in Beneath the Rings.
Cool.
I wanted to make sure that, the first Olympic scene is, Nova and the other, journalists at the opening ceremony and, bringing some of that, that glitz, glam, and storytelling.
That's amazing. Okay. I'm not going to hold you to this, but what are you thinking about next?
Oh, man. I've been so wrapped up in the promotion of Beneath the Rings that I haven't thought too much yet, but I've got the machinations in my mind of what a sequel to Beneath the Rings could look like. Okay. It's open to that. I made sure I left it open to that. So who knows? Beneath the Rings 2, maybe. We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see where things head. But I love that it's drawing on, the experience that you've had as, part of your real life. I want to ask what you're excited about the upcoming Winter Olympics.
Oh, man, I can't wait for Alpine. I mean, having been, so closely attached to that coverage, it's near and dear to my heart. Michaela Schifrin is is the GOAT, 107 World Cup wins.
Wow.
She's been racing really well so far on the circuit. And again, Lindsey Vonn, a titanium knee, 41 years old. She's got nothing to prove and is still going out there racing. She's won 2 World Cups so far this season in the downhill. She's been on 5 podiums. She's looking really good. So I'm really looking forward to watching those two.
And when you see someone come down, now that you've seen some gold medals happen in real time, can you tell in that moment? Can you tell, even before the board goes up and says, oh, it's officially gold or whatever, can you say, look at it and say, that was Lindsey Vonn's gold? You
can have, there are markers coming down the hill. So the first skiers will set, the pace. And then coming down, you'll see once they hit certain intervals, is it green or red? And then you'll know whether, the skier is going faster or is a little bit behind and has, ground to make up. And usually if you see all greens coming down, yeah, cha-ching.
Ah, this is so cool. I can't wait to see the 2026 Winter Olympics.
Yep.
And such a cool book to add on to the mix. We really appreciate it, Joe. Thank you.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, for more information on Beneath the Rings and to get your copy, visit booksbybattaglia.com.